When you coach as long as I have, you'll have nights like this where it was excitement, it was fun. Going against Jen Brown, my former player, my former assistant coach at James Madison and at Virginia Tech. It was fun. It was fun to watch, be across from her. At a couple moments I looked down and, she's screaming out offenses and whatever, and then there were some of our offenses. So it means that she was listening, but very proud of her and what she's been able to do to transition. It's always tough when you're transitioning from Division II to Division I, but she's doing a good job with that program. She had another assistant on her staff, Toya Jiggets, who was a player of mine at James Madison. So it was really cool. It was really cool. So really, really good night. It was an opportunity for us to bounce back, get back on the floor when we felt like we didn't have a great performance the game previous. And so it was a fun night.
Questions?
Amelia?
Go ahead.
Amelia, 1,000 points eclipse tonight. What does that mean to you, and how are you feeling about your fit within this program so far through 9 games?
Yeah, no, obviously it was a great feeling hitting that milestone. Obviously, props to my teammates for obviously helping me get there and stuff. But yeah, this team is, obviously we can be great. We just have to put the work in, and yeah, I feel like it was a great fit, great choice, and I just obviously love the coaching staff and Coach Brooks, so yeah.
Coach, you talked about, not a great performance last game. Can you just talk about how your team prepared to come out just with the tenacity that they did in this game and just take over?
Yeah, I think sometimes we look at them, myself included, and we almost look at them like robots. We expect them to come out there and just do exactly what they're supposed to do. Each and every time they step out on the floor. And we didn't play well at UNC. Had opportunities to really get back into the game, just couldn't get over the hump. And it seemed like we lost every 50-50 ball. And I thought the mood right after that game was a little bit down. And when you play at this level and you have a lot to play for, you can't let one loss become 2, becomes 3. And so we just really had to tell the team, you're not playing bad, you played bad. And so we had to get back at it. And the great thing about basketball is that you only have to wait 3 or 4 days for your next opportunity. And they were looking forward to it. So, we got after them a little bit. We talked about having a sense of urgency and coming back out. And I thought they did a really good job stepping up tonight and getting off to a really good start.
Coach, we obviously saw the numbers for Amelia in the score sheet, but aside from that, what did you see from her game tonight that made her play so well?
I love Amelia. And I asked her after the game, I said, how do you assess your performance today? And she did politically correct. She said she could have played better. And, I agreed with her. But I also made sure I told her that whatever she does, I trust her. And in 9 games, she's developed trust with me that she's not always going to be, perfect, but she's going to have perfect intent. And she's usually in the right place. She usually knows where to be, what to do. There's going to be some days where you're going to see her make 5 or 6 3-pointers in a game. But she just does a phenomenal job. When I recruited her, we probably said she was like a stretch 4. We've thrown her to a different position, and not only has she blossomed in it, but she's a force. People try to go after her, on the perimeter, and she moves her feet very well, and then she contests a shot. So. I'm tickled with her performance, what she's been able to do, and I think we can really build on that. And she could be, she's going to even have more of a prominent role for us as the season goes along.
Larry?
When Jen was in here, she said when you get your 2 injured players back, you're going to be an Elite 8 team. Does she know something we don't know? Are they coming back? Did you tell her something?
No, she's on my staff. She helped me recruit Jordan Obi to Virginia Tech, so she knows Jordan's capabilities. She had a chance to watch Dom and I'll play a little bit too. And so no, there's still no updates on those 2. We have what we have, and that's what we're going with day by day. But she's right. She's right. We do miss those 2 kids, and it hurts us in a lot of different ways. But we have what we have, and the kids are working hard.
Brad in the Phoenix.
Amelia, everybody's going to talk about your shooting and you shooting your threes, but what do you enjoy the most about defensive rebounding? Because you seem to be very well at defensive rebounding.
Yeah, obviously I just enjoy getting that rebound for my team and obviously not letting the opponent get that second chance, so that's the main reason.
She adds, I'll add to that too. She adds an element that makes us one of the better rebounding teams in the country because at the small forward position, you have Claire Strack, who has a knack for the basketball. You have Tiani Key, that's probably one of the most impressive rebounders that I've ever coached with her athletic ability. And then Amelia just has a nose for the ball, and while they're in there boxing and everybody out, she really kind of runs free, and she's come up with big rebound after big rebound after big rebound for us. And I think she is like in one of the top in the country at defensive rebounding. And what she does as well, she not only has a knack for it, she has great hands. When she grabs it, she usually grabs it and pulls it away and secures it for us. So that's a weapon for us. It's a weapon, and it's going to bode well for us as we continue on down the schedule.
Phoenix, Caroline.
Coach, you just mentioned Tiani. She had 12, 13, and 4. Just how'd you like her response tonight, following last game?
This last game was tough. And going in, obviously that's going to be the norm as we are in this new era of transfers, and you're going to have it. I think this might have been the third or fourth time that I've had a player go back and play against their former team, and it has never gone well. Now, we won a couple of those games, but they have never played well. They have never played well. And they go back, and I don't know how to handle it. I didn't know whether to talk about it. I didn't know whether to pretend like it was. It's kind of like a pitcher with a no-hitter. You don't talk to him. And I was like, okay, I don't want to talk to her to get her thinking about it because she wasn't talking about it. But when the game started, you knew. You could see the emotion on her face. That's where she went to school for 3 years. She played with those players there, and she looked like that was it. She came in and Friday, I think it was Friday night, and she sat in my office and we just talked for about an hour, about moving forward. And the game is over with, can't do anything else about it. Let's move forward, and maybe you have an opportunity later on. But I thought she did a good job, a much better job today, just being locked in, being focused. And she's a catalyst of our defense. She's our emotional leader, and so when you don't have that focus, then you're going to be a little bit off. So I was proud of her the way she came out today, and she can be a special player. She really can. The things that she does, she stuffs the stat sheet, and we need that performance from her on a consistent basis.
Coach, 21 minutes for Lexi tonight. What are you seeing out of her and her progress?
She's a freshman. The best thing about freshmen is they become sophomores. But you got to give them time. You got to let her play through it. And I thought she did a much better job today. She had a couple of good days of practice leading up to it, the different mindset. And so she's going to have to play through it. She really is. And, we believe in her. I think it's just a matter of her having a little bit of success. She saw the ball go in the basket a couple times. And so I think she's going to be able to, to build off of this. And, obviously with the short bench, we need as much help as we can get. And she's the main character to help us do it.
Coach, have you gone soft? One of your former players, Coach Brown, thinks you have. Your response?
I have gone soft. The things I used to do to her and Toya, you can't do them anymore. You can't. It's too many camera phones, and you just can't. It's different. It's different. It's even different than when she was assistant coach for me. It's different. Not that these kids are soft or anything, but it's just a different time. And so yeah, I am. And I watched the game she coached earlier in the season, and she had a crutch, and I'm like, what did she do? What was the crutch? And I asked her what the crutch was for, and she said she went to the doctor, and the doctor said she had torn a labrum, and she tried to blame it on me. That I ran her too hard, and I said, Jen, hold on, that was about 25 years ago, so you can't blame that on me. But it's just a different time. It really is, and you got to reach them in different ways than we were able to.
Final questions? Go ahead.
You got 20 from Georgia tonight. Just, it's kind of the same thing with Tiani. Just how'd you like her kind of coming back?
I love what Georgia did tonight. I love what Georgia's been doing. And, a lot of people are looking, and you can't have it all. And what she's been able to do for us is she's been a facilitator. As a matter of fact, she's been the best facilitator in the country. She's leading the country, and so you can't facilitate and score. And so, she and I have been talking a little bit, and I think she's been worried about making sure everyone else is good. She made more of a conscious effort today to be a little bit more aggressive offensively. And that was my pregame talk to her. She comes over to me before every game, and I said, you gotta be more aggressive earlier. I even let her pick the first play. and that's a mindset. So her assists went down a little bit today, but she stepped up and she was more aggressive on the offensive end. So she's learning just like everybody else. Although she knows me, knows what I want, she doesn't know any of her teammates. And just trying to get that chemistry with each and every one of them, it's just a work in progress. She tried it one way, we went to a different way, and now there's going to have to be a balance where she's, still facilitating, but she had a couple great passes tonight. They were really good, got some people open. But she was just more aggressive. So what I love about her too is she's not hitting the panic button. She knows it's going to be a work in progress, and we're 8-1. Even after the game the other night, it's like gloom and doom, but we had to remind ourselves we were 7-1. We're 8-1. Polls came out today. We were 16th. So we're still in a good position, and we're still working through it. But I think she's been phenomenal this year, more so than any. And I think I was alerted. I think she's 12 points away from 2,000 points. No offense. But it's 2,000 assists, over 700. It's probably pushing 800. Assists now. That's a remarkable player, and so she's only going to continue to get better as she gets more and more comfortable.
We'll end it with Brad.
Coach, can you talk about Clara Strack's bounce back from the North Carolina game as well?
Yeah, Clara, she had a rough go at it on Thursday, whenever it was we played, and she felt really bad. And I had a conversation Friday with Elizabeth Kitley, and I asked Liz Kitley, I said, when did you feel in your career that your performance was going to determine the team's success? And she said, good question. And she said, probably my junior year. And that was a junior year after she had played. She was player of the year sophomore year and the rookie of the year in the ACC her freshman year. Well, Clara didn't play at all last year. And then all of a sudden, we're thrusting her into this role, and we're asking her to be the dominant player, where we're riding her shoulders. And the more remarkable thing, Clara Strack turned 19 last week. So she's supposed to be a freshman. And yeah, we were riding her shoulders like, hey, you're it. And that's a lot. And so I had to rethink everything. I brought her in, and we talked a lot, and I just have to understand that I have to gradually put that responsibility on her, and I can't just throw it on her, because even though I think she's ahead of the curve and she's doing what up, she can't be the one that, her performance is going to really determine our outcome a lot. She's going to have to be a part of it. And, but, she asked me for extra, she wanted to shoot, she wanted to look at stuff. She felt really bad, and today was a really good bounce back for her. And we're going to depend on her a lot, but we just have to understand that we can't put everything on her shoulders. So I was proud of her, the way that she came out, and it wasn't even, we came out Friday in practice. She played so hard, but so terrible. So hard. I mean, she's flying around everywhere. She just wanted to fix it all in one day. And we had a talk, and she's gradually better on Saturday. And she just has to understand she's still young, and she has to just really do it day by day. But I'm proud of the way that she really responded.
All right, thank you all.